Hello everyone, hello my fuzzy friends and my non-fuzzy friends. Today I will be teaching you the fundamentals of crochet, some of the fundamentals that I find very important. So if you are brand new to crochet, and if have been crocheting for a long time but just have forgotten the complete fundamentals of it all, this video is here to help you. So I am using a Mainstays 100% acrylic yarn, and it is a 4, which is a medium, and not using a 5.5 millimeter hook like they recommend. I am using a 6.5 millimeter crochet hook. Not that big of a difference, but still makes a difference because it makes your stitches quite big, which is okay. So I'm going to teach you how to start your crochet, and I'm also going to show you the chain and single crochet, so that you can make one of these little squares that I love to make so much for little projects. So some of the materials you will need is of course yarn, of course a crochet hook, and a pair of scissors, and a tapestry needle. If you don't have any of these, that is okay, because you can basically do the same thing. Well, not without this or this. So let's get right into it. So, I like to start my crochets on. So you have your non-working yarn. This is what this part is called, your non-worked yarn. So I pinch that between my index and thumb right here. And then my index and middle finger are going to be all buddy-buddy like this. So I'm going to wrap it. Then once you get to this point, you're going to make an X. Okay, so you want this yarn right here in your dominant or non-dominant hand. I don't know how to crochet with my left hand, so I'm going to teach you the right-handed way. And then you're going to pull that over. So now you have a front and back loop. What you're going to do is go under the front loop, and you're going to go over the back loop. And you're going to, not like this, you're not going to have it facing up, because then that would grab your front loop. So you're going to flip it facing down. So the mouth, that's what I like to call this part, the mouth is facing down and away from you. Yeah, away from you. So that way it can catch that back loop. Then you're gonna pull it underneath that top loop. And now you have a little knot, which is connected to your non-working yarn. So you're gonna pull your non-working yarn to tighten it to make a little slip knot. And you're gonna put it on your hook like so and pull your working yarn. Now you have start to your chain. And how to add your tension is you wrap it around your pinky, then it's going to go completely behind your hand. And you're going to pinch your work between your middle and, and thumb. And then to create the chain, you are going to yarn over, yarn over, and then you're going to point it all down so it's on the bottom right there. Right there. Then pull it through. That is one chain. Then you are going to yarn over and pull through again. Yarn over and pull through. So now you should have 3 chains. The loop on your hook does not count as a chain though, so don't get confused with that. Sorry. Itchy nose. Okay, so you have 3. Now you're going to yarn over and pull through again. Now you have 4, and then 5, and then 6. That very last chain, your 6th chain, is your turning chain. So what that means is you don't go back into that chain. You go into your 5th one, which is this one right here that I'm trying to push through. Right there. So what you're going to do now is the single crochet. So you're going to yarn over, so that way your yarn gets caught by your hook's mouth. Then you're going to pull it through your chain. Now you have two. Then you're going to yarn over and pull through the two. Again, also you're not going to go into this loop, you're going to go into that next one right here. So you push into your chain, like so. You're going to yarn over so that your hook can catch the yarn. You're going to pull through, and then you'll end up with two loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over again and pull through. If you have it from here, great. If you don't, keep rewatching this segment, and I'll get back to you when I get to a point where I need to explain something else. Okay, so I am back now. So if you have gotten to this point, your first instinct would be, well, what do I do now? Which is okay. So what you're gonna do, sorry, is you're going to yarn over and pull. Sorry again. You're gonna yarn over and pull through. Again, yarn over and pull through. That creates another turning chain. So now you should have little V's on your work. These. Uh, you're going to go into both V's, like so, and then you're going to yarn over, pull through, and then you're going to have your two loops again. So you're basically going to continue on from here, hopefully on your own. If not, you can totally rewatch the video. I'm carrying on right now, so that way I can get this video done faster. Even though I probably shouldn't, but hey, my world, my rules. But like, so I should probably specify. One, I'm not a master. I'm fairly new to crocheting. Two, my way isn't the only way out there. You can find a million other ways to do the starting chain, the chain, and the single crochet. You can find tons of different awesome tutorials out there, but this is my way of how I learned, and this is my way of how I am teaching it, obviously. Um, do not take whatever I say about crochet too hard, because like I said, I'm not a master, I don't know everything, but I can tell you one thing. Crochet isn't very hard. Some things can be more challenging than others, but do not let that kill your curiosity. There's always going to be awesome, amazing people out there that have awesome, amazing tutorials out there for all sorts of things. I make my own, not actual, not actual written, not actual written patterns, but I have made my own patterns up in here that I will be showing you guys later on in the series once I teach you the fundamentals and all the other good stuff that there is to learn about crochet and why I love it so much. So basically, crochet is like one of the best hobbies that you can get into. I really like it. It's very fun. You can find some very fun things out there to make. You can experiment. I experiment all the time. That's how I ended up with so many stuff. So many things, I mean. I even recently made something that you can't see yet until at the very end of this series. I know, heartbreaker. But it's going to be very fun and very cool. And you might actually want to make it for yourself. But whenever I will be using a pattern in this series, I will always link the original maker of it in the description below. So that way, if I get anything wrong, you can go straight to their video and learn it from them because probably they will teach it better than me. I get stuff wrong all the time in crochet, so I always have my video guides pulled up. I like video guides, so that's what I'll mainly be posting. I don't like to do physical patterns. I'm just weird like that. But enough about me rambling. So this is what it should look like when you are done. It's okay if it's not perfect, that's not the point. So then you're going to take your scissors and you're going to, I don't know how much, I'm not very wise on that department, but I'm gonna snip it about right here. And if someone can tell me down in the comments how much that was so I have it for reference, that would be greatly appreciated in the comments. And you can do this part one of two ways. I like to do the crochet hook method. So basically don't make your hole as your loop as wide as you want, and then you're just going to pull that yarn tail through that same loop and then pull to tighten it. And this part, it's tricky for some, not tricky for everyone though. You might get it like right off the bat. Who knows? But what I like to do is make a little arch, then I pull it up and twist. So twist it so that way it becomes firmer. And you're going to take your needle, your tapestry needle, and I like to move it back and forth so I can get some fibers up in there, and boom, it's on, like Donkey Kong. So what I like to do is I like to go into these V's, the one that isn't facing towards you. So the back loops. So back loop 1, back loop 2, back loop 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so it's on your needle like this. Then you're going to take it and pull it through. And it'll bunch up, but that's okay. You're going to pull it tight, and boom, it's like it never existed. And then you're going to take that same tail, take your tapestry needle off, and give it a little haircut, like so. I hold my scissors like that because it feels easy to me. Feel free to hold your scissors however you want. I don't use the ones that everyone else has used, so just be wary of that. And with this tail, it's like the same thing. And that should be from your first, from when you start it, from when you start your chain and project on your needle. And then you can do this part however you want. You can do it down the side, through the center, through here on the, well, not the other side, but I like to do it the same way I do the top. And there's no back loop, there's only one singular loop, so just feel free to do it from top down. Alright, a little harder for me to show you this. Top down, like so. Then wrap and wrap all the way down your first cast, well, not cast on, from your first chain. Yeah, you're just going to wrap it around your tapestry needle until you get to the very end. And then it's going to be on your needle like this. Then you're going to pull it through. For me, sometimes when I pull it hard enough, it comes right off the tapestry needle, so that's okay too. We like that here. And then same thing with the top. You just give it a little haircut, and boom, you're done. Now you should have a little square. Feel free to experiment with these however you want. And my name is Ruin, but you can call me Ru or your friend. And comment, and you can, and if you have suggestions or anything else like that, please leave them in the comments below. I love having you here, and I hope you learned something new. Have fun and happy crocheting.